Okay, so I think the this is the high level, agenda. We will be talking about the impact of agentic AI on different enterprises. Then we will be talking about. Then Sundar will be talking about the new Azure AI, agentic AI, releases. And then I think we will have live demos. Okay, I think this is something you will really like it. Enjoy it. So we will have a demo on the education sector, healthcare sector, retail, and I mean manufacturing. And then we have a small game which we do for fun. So I think I would like everybody to participate. And I think we have a lot of people showing up. I mean, all are very much, interested in this topic. So after this event, I mean, we can have some networking session if you like want to do that. So something about us, Royal Cyber, we have been in business for the past uh, 20 plus years. We are about 2,000 plus people based out of Naperville. We are an ISO certified company. We are Microsoft Gold partner, and we are winner of best place to work in Chicago for the past 5 years. So there was a report done by Gartner about a couple of months back. So in that report, it was said that $6 trillion in global cost saving expected annually from AI by 2027. So I mean, we have a lot of people from different companies. So if you can just raise your hand when I say the question. So raise your hand if you have interacted with an AI powered assistant like ChatGPT or Siri in the past week. Okay, so everybody is using ChatGPT, which is very good. Who is familiar with the term agentic AI? Okay, so half of you are familiar, half of them not. Raise your hand if you have worked with AI agents in any capacity. So about 4 to 5. Okay, that's good. And who believes that autonomous AI will significantly impact their industry in the next 2 to 3 years? Wow. Okay, so I think everybody is saying that autonomous. So I think that is one we all basically agree on that it will impact. So that's very good. So I think OpenAI came up with this 5-step plan, AGI. How many people are familiar with this, AGI? Okay, so one person is familiar too. So AGI, basically stands for Artificial General Intelligence. It's a form of AI that can perform better than humans across every task. So from that 5-level plan, we are currently on level 3. We are just moving into level 3. So right now, human is here, the AI, agent is below. But in the next 10 years, once we will reach to level 5, uh, AI can do the work in an organization, right? So the question why we are here is what is an AI agent? Does anybody know what is an AI agent? I think yeah. Do you want to share? Okay. Okay. So AI agent has 3 main components. One is model, tools, and orchestration. So once you ask a question, the question goes to the model. The model comes up with a plan, and that plan is being shared with the orchestration tool, and the orchestration tool with the help of different tools, it can then fulfill the response, right? So that's the high level agent. How does an agent works, right? So if you see the agent evaluation, right? So if you go back about 2 years back, when GPT 3.5 came up, the way it was working is that you were asking a question to the LLM and then you were getting a response back. Then came something which is called RAG. RAG is retrieval augmented generation. So then people started to give their files, and then they were asking question. Then what came? Then they, if you remember, ChatGPT said that okay, now you can also do things with, so they basically connected Zapier, if you are familiar with Zapier. So they connected the LLM with Zapier. And then the GPT-4o model came. So the 4o model can do also reasoning, right? So it can also think, right? So then came the reasoning tool. Today we will be talking about multi-agentic system. So instead of just one single agent, now you have multiple agents, and they will all talk to one another using the A2A protocol, which I think Heather will be going through it, and then we will be doing actions using MCP framework, if you are familiar with the MCP. But Heather will be going through that in much more detail. So, what customers are asking for? So, I think these are the three questions, I mean, like, which we are getting from all the different customers, that help me automate complex workflows, help me move faster, and help me find more robust and scalable solutions. Okay, so this is every customer is asking that right now. So big opportunities exist if you do multi-agent collaboration. So I mean, if you have a single agent, you can do so much. But if you have multi-agents, you can do amazing stuff. So you can unify customer experience, and you can also automate complex processes. What it means? Let's take a simple, example. So if you see this slide out here, I have five agents. One is called time off specialist, leave of absence expert, promotion expert, LOA rules, and HR policies. And I have one supervisor agent out here. Now, if I ask a question out here, do I have any vacation time left this year? Now, this question goes to the supervisor, and it will be redirected to the time off agent, right? And then I will get the response back. If I have to do this right now, if I am using Workday, right? Suppose if my, human resource tool is Workday, I have to log into Workday. I have to find in the menu where to look for it. I mean, I can do the same thing maybe in 4 or 5 minutes, right? But if I make this question complicated, right? Let's say if I make the question, help me get promoted to the next level, right? So it knows that, okay, this is me who is asking the question. I am currently a software developer. I want to be a project manager. So it will now talk to promotion expert. The promotion expert will talk to a sub agent called HR policies. It will get the data, it will get the response. And now if you try to do the same thing right now using Workday, it might take you 15 minutes, half an hour, or you might not be able to find this. So multi-agent collaboration brings amazing opportunities. So just like in HR, right, there are a lot of use cases you can do in sales, marketing, HR, finance, IT, operations, executives, utilizing this multi-agentic approach. Now, I will just go through some of them because it's very important to see the value. So if you take your support, okay, every organization has a support team, right? A managed support or customer service, right? So these are all the different agents which we have developed. Some of these are multi-agents, some are single agents. Now, this particular agent automate knowledge base articles. What it does, it will auto-generate help content from documentation and previous tickets, right? So this is working 24/7, and it is doing this. Another agent which I have under support use cases is analyze support tickets. So as soon as somebody creates a new ticket, it will detect recurring themes and issues from large volumes of tickets. So just like that, I have so many different agents in the support use case. Now, in the human resource, I showed one agent which I like really much is this draft job description. So previously, when we have a new opening in our department, we have to go to our Workday application, and I mean, I have to fill out this whole form. Now I can just go to this draft job description. It will help me to create a new job, and it will automatically publish the job to different websites. So I can do the same thing which previously took me half an hour or 1 hour to do. I can now do it in very quickly. And I mean, there are so many other use cases, answer HR FAQs, refine email sequences, and so on and so forth. Legal use cases. I know some of you are from legal companies also. So compare documents, summarize legal updates, expedite M&A diligence. So I mean, these are different agents which can help you in your day-to-day work. Marketing has so many agents out there, and sales. So we did a survey, and the survey was, let's say that a company has about 5,000 employees. And if and they create, and they are using this multi-agents, right? Multi-agentic system. And they are saving 5 hours a week with this. So they are saving in a month 20 hours. So if I multiply 20 times 5,000 times 12, I'm saving 360,000 hours in 1 year. And if I am paying, if my average hourly cost is assuming $50 an hour average labor cost, which includes salary, insurance, benefit, etc. So my total saving is 18 million, and I'm like going very generous, like 5 hours a week. I mean, if you have really nice multi-agentic system, this can go really up, right? So I think everybody agrees, and I think that's why you are here, because you think that multi-agentic can really transform the work which you are doing right now. So how do I get started? I think this is the number one thing which everybody is asking right now. So and I think a lot of you, I was just talking, you can create these multi-agentic systems using AWS Bedrock. I know we are in the Microsoft thing today. So I mean, Azure AI Foundry is the number one tool. So I think Azure AI Foundry, I mean, like, you can create it. You can also create it with Google, agent space. So you can create with any platform. And then who has access to those agents, right? I mean, all that can be controlled and data governed by Microsoft Purview. And then you have a supervisor agent which will decide that based on your question, where this particular, which agent will be fulfilling that particular request, right? And then you need a UI, right? So you need a UI just like ChatGPT, right? So that you can go in, you can log in securely with your Microsoft, Intra ID, and then based on what access do you have, it will show up only those agents, and then you can ask questions, right? So we, I mean, provide this UI. Okay, it is AI agent bot. So this is how our application looks like. So you have this UI, which is something similar to ChatGPT. Now, if you go to the agent marketplace, now in your company, you might have HR, sales, marketing. So out here, you can see all the different agents which are available. So you can subscribe to any agent which you want to work with out here, and then you can just ask questions. Okay. So this is the agent marketplace. So after you make your agents inside AWS, Google Cloud Space, or something else, then you can deploy these agents in this UI, and then you can, if you want, whichever agent you want to work with, you can just enable those agents, and then you can just start talking to it and do your work. Just a very high level comparison. So there are a lot of tools. I mean, you might be familiar with different tools in the market. There is Glean, there is Writer.ai, there is MoveWorks. Our platform is open source. And the one suggestion I have for you that if you, I mean, go with any platform, but make sure that it doesn't restrict you. If you go with Glean or Writer.ai, the main problem is that they let you only develop agents in their platform. So if you want to create any multi-agent in like AWS or any other place, you cannot do that. So they basically restrict you to just create everything in their platform. So please don't do that. Um, so and we help in like creating an enterprise AI agentic assistant. We help our customers like with the different use cases and then bringing that use cases on site. We I mean also do a very detailed workshop on this. So that's the high level about us. So now I will give the mic to Sundar. Sundar will like just talk high level about the new Microsoft. So there was a Microsoft conference last week. It was called Microsoft Build, and Sundar will walk you through that.
Thanks, Mustafa. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you all hear me? Okay. I can stand here. So, like Mustafa said, I'm Sundar Ramakrishnan, Azure specialist covering higher education in Midwest and Central. So I'm not sure, I haven't seen any education customers here, but oh, you are. So so I cover Central US, Midwest in higher education, 20 years in Microsoft, 9 years in education space. So welcome everyone. Today we saw fantastic use cases from Mustafa, and we have a lot of demos coming. So I don't want to take too much time. I quickly want to recap the some of the build announcements we made last week, just in case if someone wants to recap it. So as you know, the agentic AI agent, I mean, sorry, the AI agent is a heart of our announcement last year. I mean, sorry, this year announcement here last week. In that, actually, we made a 1900 models officially available in the AI Foundry. I want to take a few minutes a minute to talk about the 1900 models. The one thing about this 1900 models are, as you know, when it comes to the security and governance, it's a shared responsibility. But Azure comes with the compliance, security, the platform is there. When this model has been introduced in the AI Foundry, the AI content safety has been implemented and the responsible AI. So the data stays in your tenant. Data is in your Azure tenant. It's not going through internet. We are not taking the data for any tuning or modeling or anything like that. So data is yours. So so it doesn't matter international models or local models, whatever the models are in the AI Foundry, the data is protected. The sense, like, of course, HIPAA compliance, FERPA compliance, like I said, it's a shared responsibility, but I think the platform is there. Another exciting announcement from GitHub. Now, GitHub Copilot is not anymore in developer assistant. Now we are moving, as you can see, the Satya's interview. He said 30% plus, right? I think he's modest to say 30, but more than that is code written by Copilot. So now we are from coding to code completion, right? So it's a fully agentic AI Copilot, the GitHub Copilot. If any developers, you can see we are integrating asynchronized coding agent in the GitHub platform. And also the Copilot chat is going to be open source in open source, which is we already committed for the OpenAI market. And then another big thing is AI Foundry, AI Foundry Local, which means that unified platform, secure platform from end to end. You can test it in a cloud, edge, or even if you have IIS server, NVIDIA, and Olama, if you want to test it out in Windows, on that's AI Foundry. And we do have a Foundry model. There are a lot of tools, but I just picked only a couple of them just to show that, right? I mean, the model leaderboard tells you who's leading that model, and then the router make sure that you are in the Mustafa, we were talking about. We have a new accessibility rules coming in next year. What model can be better? So those things can help you here. Multi-agent orchestrator, that is something you're going to see in action soon. Sarmad and Heather, they have all the demos there, but just want to make sure that you know, I think most of also on the use cases, showing how the mastery agent can go to multiple agents. So I just want to, we are sticking to the AI Foundry, so I'm sticking to that AI Foundry, but also available in the Copilot Studio and things like that. We are MCP. It's a MCP model context protocol. Is integral part of all our products and solutions. So it's a fully integrated servers and client. It's all part of it. And I like this NL web. I think that that's going to be the future. The way we can see the websites are going to be, it's changing. So we are more thinking of having a conversational website where you can ask questions and then in a natural language, it can answer your query or whatever, right? So I think that any website can be quickly turned out to be AI app. And then the discovery, if in education, with all the researchers, if somebody wants to go more in deep, happy to have. But I want to take a few more minutes to say that our vision, as you know, that empower every person, every organization in the universe. So I think the partnership is very important for us. So Royal Cyber is one of the great partner. Personally, I'm working with them in our accounts, several agentic AI projects, still a lot of active projects going on. And we have a partner funding and a lot of partner programs. Some of the programs also Mustafa was sharing here. So feel free to reach out. Here, I mean, you can reach out to your account team if you're not able to get all. Here is my contact information. I'm able to connect you to the account team for any questions or anything. Like we do have a partner funding program, partner like workshops. Just before you want to get into that, or also we can like this, we can call you to the MTC or Innovation Hub. We call it. We can have a design session. So it's very important for this partner. Without partner, we won't be successful. So I want to give some kudos to the partner. Second here, I'm going to hand it over to Sarmat if we don't have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sundar. Hello, everybody. My name is Sarmad Afzal. I work as lead AI engineer at Royal Cyber. And today I'll be showing you a demo about whatever theoretical stuff we have seen in the presentation from Mustafa and Sundar. It's going to be personal AI secretary. Okay, so as Sundar explained you about the AI Foundry, where you can just go and start creating your agents. And once your agents are created, you can empower them with different kind of tools. You can have different agents collaborating with each other, doing handoffs whenever there is like intent to pass the task to another agent. So I'll briefly give you a walkthrough. This is how the AI Foundry looks like. It has so many different features, but we'll stick to agents. Right now, inside that, I've created an agent. And with that, I've provided with it a model, GPT-4o, given it some instructions. And then I have the knowledge. With knowledge, what you can do is that you can pick different kind of data sources to give it context, like files, Azure AI search, your vector database. If you have a structured data, you can use Fabric. Otherwise, internet search, you can provide it through Bing and some other APIs as well. Similarly, you can provide it with different kind of actions. So in actions, there is one very commonly used code interpreter, which is about data analytics. And then you have any third-party API. You can have it integrated using OpenAPI 3.0 specified tools. And now in the last build conference, they have introduced Azure Logic Apps, which is like you create your entire workflow separately and have them invoked using an AI agent, right? And that's what my agent is pretty much focused on. So there's some tools. And here you can see if you want, you can have more agents connected to it. And then some model settings, temperature, top P for creativity. All right. So let me set up my assistant and we'll take it from there. So we have heard, we just heard the version of Microsoft Build from Sundar. Now let's take it from my AI assistant. So I'll let me just reopen it. I think there is some issue. Um, I think something went wrong, but what I can do is that instead of the avatar talking, I can show you how you can do the same thing over chat. All right. So this is the same thing that I was going to do through speech. So what it does is basically you ask a question, it basically converts it into text, and the avatar basically gets the text, converted into speech, and speak it out. That was kind of very fancy, but sorry about that. So you can see like I ask a question and then started giving responses, and then I can go and ask about uh, what's on my calendar today. So you see like I have connected a tool, which is a logic app, and it basically knows how to get into my calendar and bring data from Outlook. So it got the response from the logic app, and you can see that I have got the response, which is like I have Phoenix AI meetings, AI project, Phoenix AI, RC, whatever was there. And I can cross check that against my calendar today. So you can see like I have Phoenix AI kickoff meetings, I have some other meetings, and that is exactly what is being shown over here, right? And then what I can do is I can ask questions like, when do I have a free slot today? So from my calendar, it understood that these are the meetings, and between them, I have my free slots, right? So next, what I can do is I can say it like the Phoenix AI meeting is super important. Can you please ask for the status in Teams or maybe Microsoft Teams? Now you can see that. Okay. So it just sent a message. So I did not have to go to Teams or do anything on my behalf based on my interactions with my assistant. It basically sent a message. We were meeting today with Phoenix AI. What's the status, right? So, all right, I'm running into rate limitations. That's why probably I was not able to open up the um, the avatar. But this is the idea. Like what you need to do is that, as he was showing, you create small agents, and each is very much specific to their tasks. Similarly, I have an agent which is able to send emails, which is able to get weather details, which is able to get my calendar, and which is also able to send messages in Teams. And this is like an example where I was just showing how an AI assistant can help me in my day-to-day tasks. And if you have use cases around your organizations where probably you want to have different kind of you know day-to-day activities in different departments, and those all could be replicated using this AI, and it can be run on a schedule, it can be triggered using different actions. It is not always that you have to go and chat or you have to go and interact with it. So it can be a background job for you as well. All right, moving forward.
Can I ask something?
Please.
So it seems like basically if you can connect like the tool you collected here was Teams, right? I'm assuming if you could provide the AI with all kinds of tools, you could really get it to do all kinds of things. I'm thinking like, all right, can you give me a call at 11:30 to pick up my friend from the airport, right? Could it do that if you give it the as of like current state from Teams? Could it give you a call?
Yep. So underneath what's going on is like API connections, right?
Right.
So you see the Logic app. Logic app basically is it's a basic flow which basically goes and hits the send message API, and then you provide it with a group or a channel name where it is supposed to send the message and what is the text of the message that is to be sent, right? Similarly, if there is an API, and I'm pretty sure like Microsoft Teams would have that, if there is an API to give me a call at that time, it would definitely do that.
So imagine a world theoretically where we can provide the AI with all kinds of APIs, all kinds of things, and all the data we want. Could you theoretically have it just do everything for you? Like if it could just monitor like how much blueberries I have left in my fridge, and then it has API to, I don't know, Mariano's website, can I just give it the power to automatically shop blueberries for me?
So yes, no, maybe, but the way that AI is moving, the pace that it has, I'm pretty sure that in a couple of years you would see amazing advancements, right? But right now, the problems that I've seen in the solutions that we are building for our clients is that giving too much in one plate screws things up, right? So these are the tools that are getting connected to the agent. Now think like you are asking me to do everything that Royal Server does with like 2,000 employees. That would never work, right? You need to segregate those agents strategically and understand like, are those tasks semantically similar or they are quite diverse, so that what sub agents you are going to provide them should be specified with correct tools, correct role, correct description, and correct back off. Like what should happen if they fail, right? So the orchestration needs to be, pretty much robust in a way that it doesn't screw up. Because think like model also has context limitations, right? As the conversation grows, as you have thousands of the tools, each tool will bring so much data from the API call. Sometimes it's gonna go and lose context. So it's an iterative process. That's why I said maybe, because it's like trying it and then reaching out to a solution that is acceptable.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So is the benefit of the agent that you don't need to define what needs to be done with the API? Is able to understand the API and give you the solution?
So it understands the context, the intent of the user. Like I have created agents, and with each agent, I have connected certain number of tools. And when you are connecting the tools, you basically provided with the description. This is the tool which is very useful whenever user wants to send message in Teams. Or this is a tool which is very useful whenever you want to send emails in Outlook, or whenever your user wants to send emails. So it understands the intent, and from what you have described in the description of the tool, it basically picks up, okay, this is the right guy. I have to pick it. So under that tool, you have the entire, API thing or programmatic interfaces setup, which basically takes the argument, makes the post or get call, brings back the data, exposes to the large language model. Right. Any other questions? Yep.
So if I wanted to evaluate the actions that was taken by the agent and then understand if it actually followed the intent or not, how would you go about that? For example, let's say if you would ask for the status for the Phoenix AI project, and let's say some of your team members replied to that and it gave some answers. I mean, it summarized the answers back to you. How do you evaluate that particular answer?
So
what do you look at? How do you look at the traces?
Right. Oh boy, it's not working. It's okay. So yeah, coming back to your question, they have now introduced tracing and monitoring. So tracing basically lets you evaluate each and every step that it took, right? It's gonna tell you that let me show you. You can see though in this example, but let me show you over here. I'm gonna try the chat again, and then you'll see like it's gonna tell you this much time was taken. This is the API that it called. This was the tool that was invoked, and these are the number of tokens that were consumed. Search for latest development in Microsoft Build. So here it understood the intent, that latest. The model always knows that it is trained up to a certain date, right? 2024 is the date for the GPT 4.1. I think 4.0 is even behind, right? So now it saw that, okay, I have a tool which is Bing Internet Search. It's going to give me latest information. It made call to Bing Internet Search, and from there it brought the information, and now it is giving me a response, right? I can go quickly in thread, and from there I can see that inside a thread, it created a run. And with that run, it had to make a tool call, which went to Bing grounding, and from there it brought the response that was displayed to me, right? So this is how you can trace. This is one part which basically lets you evaluate what your AI is doing, and then the other thing is evaluations. You can create your own evaluation data sets when you know what is the expected response, or then you can also let the AI generate responses which are appropriate for a given question. And then whenever the responses are getting generated, it just keeps evaluating, and gives you a score. Fairness, accuracy, different kind of F1 scores, rogue, different kind of metrics are there which you can use to, define what's the progress, right? Any other questions? Cool. If not, I would like to hand it over to Nihar. And I'm very sorry about that. It should have been an interesting one. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for this.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nihar. I'm a data scientist in Royal Cyber. So now I will take forward what some others showed the agent demo, and I will showcase some more demos related to retail and healthcare. So my first one will be AI-powered design agent that we'll use for customizing sport jerseys. So what this does is we have like a multi-agentic system in the behind. So first one is a selecting design. So there is a design agent. So we have created a catalog of different designs and we have stored in our database. So this will actually use to pull that design. So you don't have to be a design expert to create a design. So you just ask the bot like, can you please create a design? And it will pull that and you start from there. So I'll showcase the real demo. Next step is selecting colors. So for this, we have a color agent. So we have a color palette, and based on your requirement, it will go to that and bring that color and then modify the jersey accordingly. Then we have a selecting text and logo. So for this, we have a text and logo agent that actually does is depending on your player name, brand name, or team name, it modifies the jersey accordingly. And lastly, you can automate all this with our roster agent. And after you created the design, it will be, you can add it to the whole roster. So your team's all jerseys will be modified accordingly. How this helps is that it actually create a very seamless end-to-end design experience without any design expertise. So just by using natural language, you can create a design. So in this case, you are designing a sports jersey, but this can be extended for designing products, a new product line, and for rapid prototyping, this will be really useful. So, okay. Yeah, so now I will show you the live demo. Okay, so this is our web app. And let's say we start with a basic design of a jersey. So I'll just write like design a red jersey. So when I send this, what it's doing in the backend is it's going and looking in our design agent. The design agent is provoked and it's looking what is the by default jersey that we have. And then it will call the color agent to color that jersey as red. And then it will give you a reply. Now you can see we have created a red jersey. So this is like a basic design, right? Now you must be interested in modifying as per your requirements. So let's say we want to change the color of these buttons to black, and we want to add a team name. Sorry, just a sec. So once we send that, so it's like simple text, and it will then again go and it will take the intent from the text, and then it will change the color of the buttons, and also you can see it change the team name too. And you can also check what the design is according to you or not in real time and in 3D model. So let's say now you want to add a player name or a jersey number. Now the text agent is invoked and it will change the name to John and it knows where to place it. So it's that smart. And then it also changed the jersey number. And now you can see your basic jersey is now designed. Now this is safe for your home game, but for your away game, yeah, you have any doubt.
Not to interrupt, but I was just curious how good is it at handling more vague asks? Like make it look more edgy or make it look more, I don't know, something that's, I guess, up to interpretation, perhaps needs more like artistic sense that seems more human.
So it's basically based on the data that you have trained on. So now we have trained on a basic data set of like jersey with sleeves, and we have so you can actually use a lot of colors. Any colors it can use. We have a various color palette, and it knows where is the team name located. From the image analysis, we have done that, and the jersey number and the jersey name. So it's actually knowing where to put the team name. So you can see it's in the center. So it always be in the center. And then like if your requirement is that you need a Mavericks name like this, so that you have to do in the backend. So you have to change according to you. So this is like a basic design agent, but you can modify as per your requirement.
Okay, so let me make sure if I understanding. So you have created a model in the back. So what you're doing in the front, you are entering something that the back will look, okay, with this input, I will give this output.
Correct.
So if you enter something that you has not coded in the back, they will not do nothing.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about the like the design perspectives. So say you're like you, so this is like a jersey company. So we have created this as a, it will only create the jerseys. Okay. So you ask for a like a random product, it cannot create that because only talking to the knowledge base that we have created and trained on. So it's like say you have a different product and we have like various images of that product. and we can train our model on that, then it can also give you that. So this can be extended for various use cases. So this is one of them.
So how good will be your output will be how good my data science and model is behind.
Correct.
I'm a business person, not data science. Yeah. I wanted to understand
completely correct.
the brain that I need to hire. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can you choose a different font style?
Let me see. Like I think it can.
You can, yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, it does. So it's like whatever you need, you can actually modify in the back. So you can just change the knowledge base and it will accordingly work. Yeah.
I have a question. Is it an app that you create your own app, or it's already like existed website that you can create there?
This is yeah. We have created one app to showcase the demo, but it's a for if you want to bring it to production, then we'll host in some cloud and then we can go from there.
About the colors, like, can you change for any colors? Because
Oh, yeah.
I love, like, you copy the text, like the number of color, and can you like copy and paste it and just say I want exact this color? Or
So this is currently text to image. So if you can explain the color, then it can. So like I said, this is for your home game. Now you want to design for away game also. Let's say you need another design and you can explain the color, then it will give you a different color. Yep. So if you can describe the color, it can. And most colors that like the computer can understand, I think it is already in the palette.
you also use backend for to create it more. Do you use backend too, or make it more professional?
Yeah, of course we can do that. So this is for a demo purpose. For production, of course, we have to refine it. Okay, so that's it for this demo. Now I will take you guys to another interesting demo. Okay, so now I'll walk you through a multi-agent healthcare customer support chatbot. So it's a 24/7 chatbot that will help the customers say schedule queries and inquire about services. So I've created a multi-agent system on that. So this is actually designed on a skin and hair clinic. So I will talk to the agent in the similar ways. So you can see this is the architecture. So we have a patient interaction agent, which is actually taking your intent and looking at the clinic's knowledge base and the product this or the services they offer. And we have the FAQs, and it will take your queries and go from there. Then you have the intake agent, which is actually taking your details. So once you register, then that will be taking your like forms and registrations, everything automated. Then you have a scheduling agent. So we have to schedule an appointment. That will be the agent responsible for that. And another one is the refill and billing agent, which will come after your appointment. So this is chatbot and also voice enabled. So now I'll give you a live call to the chatbot and I'll show how it does. Okay, I'll give you a call.
All John Panda. Thank you for calling Skin and Body Bar. This is Nora, your AI voice assistant. How may I help you today?
Hi, Nora. Can I know about the services you offer?
Absolutely. At Skin and Body Bar, we offer a range of medical and wellness spa services. This includes treatments like weight loss programs, IV and hormone therapy, hair loss treatments, Botox, fillers, and primary care. Our services cover everything from preventive care and diagnosis to
Actually,
treatment and follow-up.
patient interaction agent is
If you
working.
have specific needs or interests, feel free to ask more about any particular service.
Can I know about the hydrofacial services that you offer?
Sure thing. Our hydrofacial treatments are designed to deeply cleanse, exfoliate, extract, and hydrate your skin. We offer different variations
these
to
services
address
are
various
already
skin
in the
concerns, like
So it's
hydration, fine lines, and skin
Getting the information for
Would you like to hear more about the specific options available or which one might be best for your needs?
Yeah, can you schedule an appointment for a hydrofacial therapy for me?
We have two fantastic hydrofacial options. One, hydrofacial signature. This treatment takes about 30 minutes and costs $199. It focuses on cleansing, exfoliating, and hydrating your skin for a refreshed and smooth look. Two, hydrofacial deluxe. This option is more comprehensive, lasting an hour and priced at $275. It includes deep cleansing, exfoliation, extraction, and hydration with added features tailored to your skin. Which one would you prefer to book? No worries. Please take your time. If you have any questions about the hydrofacial treatments or need help deciding which one is best for your skin, feel free to ask. When you're ready to schedule, just let me know which hydrofacial option you'd like to book.
Can you do the second option, please?
Great choice. The Hydrofacial Deluxe is a luxurious treatment. You can choose between two of our skill providers.
Actually, control
One,
what it
Sarah
can.
Hassel
So
and Jada.
now it's very
Who would you
emotional.
prefer to book your appointment with?
So that's why it's going.
Okay, can you please do an appointment for tomorrow?
Sure. Just to confirm, are you
Now
looking to
sitting
book
at
your
it is-
Hydrofacial Deluxe appointment for tomorrow with either Sarah Hassel or Jada Pratt? If you could also let me know your preferred time of day, morning, afternoon, or evening, that would help me find the best available slot for you.
Can you do the second option for 5:30 p.m.?
It looks like we don't have a 5:30 p.m. slot available tomorrow. However, we do have the following available times for your Hydrofacial Deluxe appointment with Sarah Hassel. 10 a.m., 11:15 a.m.,
10 a.m. is fine. 10 a.m. is
4:30
fine.
p.m., 3:15 p.m. Which of these times would work best for you?
10 a.m. is
Your
fine.
appointment is confirmed. The Hydrofacial My apologies for the confusion. Your appointment is successfully scheduled for 10 a.m. on May 29th.
Okay, Bola. I got a text
If you have any
text saying
more
that my appointment is confirmed.
feel free to ask. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, so that's how it worked. Like, so first it looked at the catalog, then it took my information, so I already registered, so it's retrieved from the intake agent, and then it scheduled my appointment for tomorrow. So yeah, that's the demo for this. Oh yeah,
I just have a question with your demo and stuff.
yes.
What is the legal ramification of putting not the agents, but the people that are going to be working and their reviews? Is there any? Because what if I want to know who is better in doing, the service? Star wise, like reviews.
Yeah, so I think,
What's a legal
I think
issues with that?
yeah, so I think that's a very good question. So if, let's say that this particular app cannot respond to that, right?
Yeah,
Because, I mean, he doesn't have that knowledge, he or she. So it can, transfer that call to a human. So I mean, this has that feature.
But would that be something that can be added, or is there a legal issue to that?
I mean, if it cannot answer that particular question,
Yeah.
then you can, basically, you can say the bot that, I mean, if you cannot answer that,
Yeah.
you can just figure it out.
I am an attorney and I do AI policies.
Yeah.
So if your company is launching something like this, whether it's a medical service, you must then talk to your counsel to see what the repercussions are for the certain outputs. So it's a good question to ask. But again, what are you offering? What is the consequence of that? And then you said, what are the legal ramifications of who's reviewing? Again, so a lot of companies are spending a lot of time talking to their in-house counsel and outside counsel to develop AI policies. And I would highly recommend that as engineers are developing products, they also consult with the AI ethics and compliance team.
Well, because my question is because you can Google everything, right? The person and the reviews and stuff like that. So that's where
Well, again, context matters,
Yeah.
right? So you can go online and look
Yeah.
for things, You can get a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
How would you know that this is right or wrong?
Yeah.
So that's why you go to a particular app. And then people behind that app must invest the time, both on the legal and technical end to make sure the outcome is correct.
And I think you touched on that through your demonstration, which is I think a really good benefit of talking to an actual human whenever I speak to customer service agents, it's I have no patience. So I'm like, okay, yeah, as you did, right? Like, I want the 10:30 schedule, just give me that. How hard is it to handle that technically? Like, I imagine the agent has to like as it produces information, it also has to hear information from the mic. Like, can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah. So what it does is like these are our framework, right? So we have an interaction agent, intake agent, scheduling agent, and refilling and billing agent. But the details is on you. You have to design like what knowledge you want to give the interaction agent. And you can also design your prompts, like you have to be very short. Say like you can put a word limit, like you don't exceed 100-word character limit or something like that. So it's on your prompts. And the queries, the answers that generated will follow that prompt. So you can control the limit on the tokens behind, like when you are designing the agent.
Can you just add in an interrupt feature like the Copilot voice command when you can interrupt your guests? Yeah. You just butt in and they stop talking.
So I want to understand this. This seems like a very sophisticated bot. We're talking agentic AI is like agents talking to agents. So some of the examples that you provided so far are a lot simpler, in my opinion, compared to what agentic AI can do. So are you giving us examples of agentic AI or just,
So this is a multi-agentic framework. So there is one agent which is actually taking your queries and then directing to the right agent. So it's like it's actually the orchestration that Sundar was talking about, the orchestration. So this is the orchestration. What Samad showed is a single agent, and this is like a bunch of agents. Now Heather will show like how these agents can talk among themselves. So that's the.
I have a question. I already tested a couple of these, and they both had something consistent with them. They were really persisting on setting an appointment. And I thought to myself, what if I was a person who was not ready to make that appointment and I wanted to talk more? But these two models that I listened to, I mean, I tested two, and they were like, as soon as they would answer my question correctly, and I was like, okay, now do you want to make an appointment? And I was like, yeah, and I was put off by that. So how is that something that can be fixed?
Yeah. So the service you are using, they're enforcing on appointment. Okay. So it's depend on the company, right? Like how will they make money? When you make an appointment, right? Then only they will go to the refill and billing agent. That's their intent, right? They're not interested in you talking to their bot. They're interested in making an appointment. That's why they are enforcing it. But you can control that behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So like I said, if I said like don't make an appointment, it will understand that. So it's actually based on how your requirement is. So this is from a client perspective. Like as a company, what is your requirement? If you want to enforce the appointment, then that agent will be called again and again. Okay. So we can control that.
Yeah, I can say to that because in my business, I am customer experience expert.
Yeah.
So my role going every time with these brilliant people, I'm not one of them, to build things, is just to help them to know the requirements. So whatever they build, our customers can really buy. Mm-hmm. But it's based on our customer specific. So each company has your customer experience expert. Right. And they can fit you that context. So they create this magic without hurting, creating churn in return.
Yeah. Okay.
There could be how difficult it is to control the security of the data.
Yeah.
Like for example, there you will take in scheduling your appointment, but how easy to say, well, if I was John Smith, do I have appointment tomorrow? Is that something that the system will control?
Actually, you want to see like whether you have booked an appointment, you want to check that. And about the security of the data, right? So these are all saved in the database. like say we're using Azure database, so we have Microsoft Purview, so like data is secure there.
I think what he's saying is that if he were, if he was himself, if he asked for somebody else's name, is that, correct me if I'm wrong, would the chatbot respond as, oh, this person is going to be, appointed tomorrow?
No, it won't. Because like when I called, if you have observed, so it started with Nihar Ranjan Panda, so my name, because I have registered before and my number is also linked. So that's why it's only talking to me. So your data is. Yeah, of course.
This might be a trick question. What if I try to inject saying that this is my new number, I'm Nihar. I wanted to make a change to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. It will be because the API we're using is linked to your phone number.
Right.
So it will say that your phone number is different or something like that. So it won't take that.
Oh, okay. And a question on top of that is, how do you make sure that the EMR as well as your staying HIPAA compliant through all of these?
Yeah, this is compliant with EMR. So you can actually link all your like MediBuddy and all those things.
You talk more about that. How is the data being protected? Because I'm assuming that you're using OpenAI at this particular point of time. Right? So, for example, patient information about, okay, this patient's insurance number is this, their birth of date is this. All of this is being at least passed through an OpenAI.
Yeah, so right now we are using open source for demo purposes. But when in production, you have to go for like med LLM or something, or maybe we can do like fine tune a LLM for you with HIPAA compliance and all. So that we can take control of that. What you can use in the back.
Gotcha. So in that case, it needs to be a local deployment.
No, you can fine tune it and you can deploy it to your like Azure cloud. And instead of GPT endpoint, you are talking to that fine tuned LLM endpoint. So that like if that's the requirement.
Okay, question.
Okay. So now I will hand over to Heather and he will take forward.
Thank you, Nihar. And just piggybacking off of from all the presenters, I'll be talking about the Google's A2A and how it's enhancing AI applications. But before that, my name is Heather. I'm a data and AI engineer at Royal Cyber. And yes, my primary thing to present in this one is going to be A2A, the A2A protocol and MCP. So can I get a raise of hands of how many people know about the MCP? All right, and A2A. Awesome. So it's the concept is a bit. It's not that much involved, but it's a bit involved. So you might need to. I won't be walking around like all the other presenters were. I'll be sticking to my PC, and you'll be looking at the presentation screen. So whatever was presented by Mass first by Mustafa, he talked to us about the concept of agents, how agents work, how multi-agents collaborate in an AI agentic system. And then Sundar talked about orchestration. Sarmad showed us how we can use an AI agent, enforce or empower it with many tools that it can use on the back end. And then Nihar went through some demos as well. What we'll be looking at right now in my part is about the agentic landscape. And then we'll be talking about how each agent from a different agentic framework can talk to each other, right? How we can eradicate agentic silos within an agentic framework. So what you've seen is the front door of agentic revolution. We'll be stepping into what happens behind the scenes, how these intelligent agents collaborate with each other, and even negotiate tasks autonomously, right? Yep. So at Royal Cyber, we've explored almost every agentic framework that you can see on the screen, from LangGraph to LangChain, Creo AI, AutoGen, Semantic Kernel, all of these with full force. And while these are powerful in isolation, you might be sticking to one agentic framework if you're using one. And if let's say for one client, you develop an agentic solution using Creo AI, you might have to reinvent the wheel when another client shows up and they're like, well, we want to do it with LangGraph, not Creo AI. You'll be reinventing the wheel there, and then you'll be recreating those agents and that entire ecosystem. But what happens when you want agents built on these different frameworks to talk to each other or reuse domain-specific skills without recreating the wheel? Well, we can see that A2A is the answer here. It is the universal product that allows disparate agents, like agents created within Creo AI or agents within Autogen, these siloed agents to communicate with each other. So it's like an HTTP for an agent to interact with another agent. You can think of it like that simply. All right. So this is how A2A works. On the left, we have the client agent. This can be any agent within your AI system. And then this could be a planning agent, a workflow agent, or a business decision agent, any agent. On the right is a remote agent that the client agent wants to use the tools of or wants to use the services of, right? So the remote agent might be possibly specialized in finance, legal, marketing, or HR. But how does the client agent gets to know about the remote agent? Well, it is through a stepwise handshake. First, the agent card exchange takes place. After that, the task delegation, message transfer, and result retrieval. So we kind of allow these agents to operate asynchronously, securely, and with clear expectations. And this enables loose coupling, but intelligent coordination, of course. And you can think of it like microservices for cognitive tasks. This is an interesting graph or the interesting picture. On the left, you can see an AI system, right? This AI system may have different sub-agents, but these sub-agents might not have those specialized agents that are already on the marketplace. How do we access the ones that are on the marketplace? How does your AI client agent, AI client system, communicate with those black box marketplace agents that are highly specialized? Either you can reinvent the wheel and create the same agent replicated using code, of course, or you can use the one that's already on the marketplace. Here's where the infrastructure takes a leap. The A2A protocol is served via an MCP server that you can see, our internal marketplace of tools and agents. So think of it as an agent registry that exposes reusable black box agents through APIs without ever knowing their internals. The result is a discoverable, scalable mesh of expert agents that can collaborate just in time, let's say, on demand, be it a legal contract review, generating a marketing pitch, or validating a lead from the HR assistant that Sarma just showed. So in this slide, you can see the basic workflow of how we can implement the agent-to-agent protocol between two agentic systems. So we've got the AI agent 1 on the left and AI agent 2 on the right. AI agent 1 uses multiple tools, services, and APIs that it has access to through their MCP servers. And then AI agent 1 can actually talk to the AI agent 2 through the agent-to-agent protocol. So AI agent 1 actually has access to all the tools and not access, but I would say has access to the services of AI agent 2, right? It can make the AI agent 2 call a specific tool, a specific MCP server, and voila, you've got all the services within your AI system now. I'm going to walk you through this basic through this demo where you'll be shown how the A2A protocol works within an agentic AI system for HR recruitment of a software engineer. But before starting this, let me give you a brief background. We all know hiring a software engineer can be significantly simplified. It's a very complicated process, so you need to go through various points in the recruitment process in order to hire a software engineer. But within a unified interface like Agent Space, let's say, a hiring manager can task their agent to find candidates matching a job listing location, and skill set. Let me just stop talking and play this. So we upload a job description and our intent. This is where the agent-to-agent protocol works, and it finds the agent card or the agent that would do the necessary stuff here. It's giving it an extra context about scheduling a meeting. And after getting this, it will call another agent based upon this intent who will schedule a meeting. So it has shortlisted the candidates, and now it's going to reach out to these candidates. 2 weeks later, after the interview call happens, you can, the agents get you an update. And these were the candidates who passed the interview call based upon whoever was invited to the interview. I guess it must be the hiring people must be someone higher ups, and of course the people who will be taking the interview. So of course there's state and task management built in as well. You can build it in your AI system as well. The purpose of this demo was to show you how the A2A protocol works. Besides this, I'm going to show you another demo. So for this demo, I'll be taking you through a travel concierge AI application that I've made using the ADK, the Agent Development Toolkit. And in this application is primarily designed to plan your itinerary, help you book tickets, help you manage out your vacation, or help you make a plan for your vacation even. It's a stateful system, so your conversation is getting logged. Also, the events that are happening between agents, what agent is calling what agent, that's logged as well. And it's not only in text, but visually as well, which I'll be demonstrating. Let me start saying hi. So, want help. I want some help with booking travel, with booking a travel from Chicago to Maui. And right here, you can see live agent handoffs that are taking place. It says, okay, I can help you with planning your trip from Chicago to Maui. First, I need to know the start and end dates for your trip. Let's say 6/27/2025 to 7. Staying over there for a month, that's going to be expensive. Staying there for a month. Okay. So it says, okay, I have the start and end dates for your trip. Just to confirm, you're planning to travel from Chicago to Maui from June 27, 2025 to June 27th, 2025. Now let's start by memorizing. So let's see what happened. What are all of these things? So first, what it did was it transferred to an agent. After transferring to an agent, it basically, the agent asked me, what are my starting and end dates? I gave it my start and end dates. Now it's memorizing my start and end dates. Why am I saying this? Well, you can actually go in and check. This is the planning agent that was, the planning agent was routed to by the root agent that I was talking to when I said hi. And now this planning agent actually has a tool that's associated with it. The tool is called Memorize. And through this Memorize tool, what's happening is that it's saving my start date, my end date. Here it is. I have to scroll down, and then I have to actually, so the UI is not the best one, but right. So it says status, stored origin Chicago. And then I click on destination, Memorize, it's Maui. So it's all It's memorizing everything, keeping it in context so it has access to it at all points. Again, now it's asking me, okay, I have found some flights for a trip. Here are a few options. I'll just select one. So it's now going to delegate the task to another agent through the protocol. That's flight search agent. And it has found some return flights for me. I'm going to select one here again. Yes, just to make one thing clear, we've got many agents in this AI system. We've got the inspiration agent, which is actually looking into how I can spend my trip over at Maui, looking at how I can plan it out, what places I can take a look at while I'm there. There's the planning agent for booking, post-trip event, in-trip agent, booking agent, and pre-trip agent. These are all like the agents that are within this agent, within this AI application, but also there are sub-agents associated with each agent as well, which you can look at right here. So there's the point of interest agent, place agent, map tool, flight search agent. All these agents are specialized in their own roles. And what the A2A is doing here is essentially letting us get access to all these expert agents without having to recreate these agents ourselves. We can actually fetch them from the marketplace and adopt them to our AI system with ease. All right. So now it's asking me, okay, I see a few window seats available. Okay, well, let's select 1A. At some point during this demo, I need to stop because this is going to go in very much detail. And at the end, I'll just ask it to summarize everything so that you guys can ask questions as well. I don't want to just keep going because this can go forever. Prefer seat. Just asking me for the return flight, what seat I would like to choose. I'd like to go with 1C. One other thing that I found really cool in this application that's in it is that you see here the count of events that has taken place from memorization to agent handoffs. You can track all of them. You can track what happened in the past too. So let's say I start with 1. So in the beginning, the planning agent was called. Right after then, it started to call a memorize tool. After which it went back to the planning agent, and then it went back to memorize because it memorized about 8 different parameters. That's happening back and forth. And then it went to the flight search agent, after which it went to the memorize agent again to memorize my flight. Again, flight seat selection agent, memorize again what seat I chose, keep that in context. All of this. So yeah, we're currently in the planning phase in the hotel. And now it's going to be the hotel search agent. Now it's asking me what kind of room do I want. So I'll be staying at the Ritz-Carlton. Then of course it's going to ask me, okay, what room do you prefer? What kind of amenities would you like to have inside your room? All of that. Like I said, when I choose it, it's going to use the memory tool to save the responses. Yes, please.
And agent know which agent you.
So
is it guessing that if you take a flight, you won't hotel, or you actually
right. So what happens is once a certain agent is called, the agent doesn't only look at my intent or my text that I've inputted in this chat box. It's also looking back at what agent was called previously. It's also looking at the context that was saved along the conversation flow. That's how it knows, okay, this guy didn't provide this context to me. So let's ask it this one as well. And they're prompted to do so. So until you give them, they won't stop getting back at you.
I wonder now what happens if you directly ask ChatGPT for like two people these days, Marriott hotels, and cheapest flight option, like give me an itinerary. So I think it might give you something good too.
It will definitely give you that. It will definitely go back, do an internet search, and retrieve the flights for you.
Yeah,
right?
Instead of like trying to talk with this too long.
Well, the purpose of showing you this was, this is an AI system and you can make it as specialized as possible. Though ChatGPT can do a flight search for you, it won't do other tasks such as, for example, choosing the right room for you at the Ritz-Carlton, right? Or sifting through the multiple, activities. Well, it can do that too, I would say, nowadays. But the purpose of this application was to show you the power of using multiple specialized agents. So the use cases aren't like limited to only travel. It's limited. It can be anything. The use cases can be of manufacturing, where where you're managing or kind of looking at the operations on factory floor, and you're talking to an agent who's talking to other agents about which machinery has a timeout assigned to it, or it has downtime assigned to it. That's another use case that just came to the top of my mind. But the purpose is to show you the power of using AI agents, specialized.
ChatGPT directly creating a customized ChatGPT for yourself that you can define, for example, Expedia or this couple of travel
Yes.
there, and like just use these resources to answer my questions.
Yes.
So I'm wondering how long it takes to make the AI system project, a similar project.
How much time does it take? Yeah. It all depends on how many hours you put in. So
Right.
This is demo, yes.
Okay. Can you share the code?
Probably yes. I'll share the repository with you. But yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
SP server marketplace, is this something that you can put in your company so that only agent that the user can use is the one that you're.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
The marketplace can be narrowed to Generative.
Right.
If different department can create their own agent. And
right. Yes. So until and unless they've put policies on sharing agents on marketplace, you can definitely do. And if your AI system has the capability to ingest an AI agent from the marketplace, if your company has allowed that, you can also ingest an AI agent into your workflow or into your company's software application, whatever. Yes, sir.
So on the fence of whether this could perform as good or better than a regular human. And so I'm wondering if conversion data is available of companies that have used this with leads.
That is a good point. For now, I can't provide you with the conversion data, but what I can say for sure is that this application will certainly reduce time in getting you the right itinerary or whatever travel plans you have for your vacation. Again, this is just a demo to show you the capabilities of an agent, how we can use multiple specialized agents for specialized tasks. Of course, planning your vacation is specialized, but I wouldn't say on the scale of where, I wouldn't say on the complexity level. For example, managing a plethora of software engineers within your software firm, right? So yeah, that's.
What is the most complex tool that you guys have built or requirement that you've seen so far with Agentic AI?
Right. So we've worked with an EDU client who's right here in Chicago. And we've developed an agentic system for them where we're actually looking at their structured data. And we're based upon the data that the agent has is actually from Power BI. We're looking at that data and we're making informed decisions and basically conveying those decisions or those analysis to the higher ups. For this solution, the workflow of agents that we're using has multiple agents assigned. One of them is a SQL agent. The other is a data analyst agent. The third one is a data storytelling agent. The fourth one is the data compilation agent. All of them are specialized in their own job. And the system is complex because you're working with structured data. So the SQL agent, or let's say all of the agents, have to be very precise in what they generate. This is not the most complex use case that I would, call out in front of you, but this is one of the use cases that was really interesting. It really took a lot of time to get right.
I'll tie back to her question again. You said that you're creating decisions based on this. So again, who checks if these decisions are correct?
Of course.
Are they doing it, or?
Of course, there's an HITL process that we have to actually abide by. The agent doesn't actually override every other. Doesn't override anything. There's a human in the loop, always. Yep.
Just so everything is pretty much kind of input, output, right? I mean, and what you set is in the background.
Yes.
Is this learning at all?
Is this learning? Well, it has context.
At some point in time, would this be learning, or?
It does have context. So it has a context length. So if you say anything inside the chat that corresponds to it being wrong or being right, it'll actually remember that whatever it said in the previous wasn't right. So now it'll have to correct itself.
Is it going to correct the back end, or how?
From the context. So every piece of text that you enter inside the chat is being stored. It's stateful. This AI system is stateful. Everything is getting saved.
But in the context of that chat.
Yes, in the context of that chat.
You say come back
Later.
tomorrow and ask the same question, it should no. Because it has lost the context.
Also, I think there's an option to save your searches and something like that. Anytime you get into, if you want it to learn from you.
It comes down to the requirements. If
Yeah.
you wanna persist the data and then you wanna train again on that fine tune, that is a possible.
Are there any restrictions with the DeepSeek in the US with Microsoft or any other company?
Restrictions?
Yeah, any restrictions or limitations in the US?
I'm not pretty sure on that.
Okay.
There might be.
So.
Yeah, please.
So to get back to her question though, so like she calls, she chats with it and says, I need flights at this time. And she learns something, or it learns based off of her conversation, right? But I come in later, does it still know, okay, don't go down that path, or is it not? Or is it just based on like?
You're still using the same chat window that she was using in the same chat session?
Then it would know.
Then it would know.
But my session is going
A
to be
new chat.
a new session with sort of.
Yes.
Please.
So I think there's in the build, we have this Entra ID integrated MCP. So you have a RBAC. So you have a role-based access. So if you want access to it and all the thing, but I don't know you fully understand, like I was there not following, but you're looking for stateful or stateless sessions you're looking for. I think with the MCP, correct me if I'm wrong, sir, you are architects. So I think it's a stateful, right? You can add a stateless. You can, that's the whole point of having the MCP integration. So you can keep the state going, the question where we left, which device. So for example, she might be texting in the phone and then she want to switch it to the laptop. I think you can carry that information. I don't think so. This demo is for it, but you can do it. You can. But for you, it's your session is completely different. Yours is separate. That's why you said that you have your own ID. Agents will have their own ID and things like that. So you have your own access to that. So for some of the agents, you can block for one user and you can give access for other users.
All right. If there are no more questions, I would like to. Yeah, please go ahead.
So could you explain again how the source data is maintained?
Source data in what sense?
So what I'm thinking of is thinking of HR as an example. So I have a company policy for bereavement. Company policy 134. And that's when I'm calling in or I'm typing to my chat here, what is our bereavement policy, blah, 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 with the company this long, what is it? It's going to go and look at that release document from February of last year.
Right.
And that's the only information it has with which to answer that question.
Right.
So it cannot get it wrong.
Right.
Unless the document is wrong.
Right.
So then I revise that this year, replace it. Now it's updated.
Right.
Correct? That's how you're maintaining with source documentation.
Correct. So every pipeline that you're building to ingest any kind of data is coming with CDCs, change data captures. It basically looks at the modified dates, right? You've modified, provided a new revision, it's going to remove the previous one from the vector database, put in the new one.
So do you need an individual person hired in the company or taking that on as a project to keep the bots updated with new policy as they're developed?
So when there will be a human who is going to update the document, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once they have uploaded a newer version, you have pipelines which are running overnight. So that pipeline is looking for any changes. If there are any changes, it's going to bring them. If there are like a file which is deleted, it's going to delete that from the AI's vector database. If something new is there, it's going to bring the new stuff. If something is updated, it's going to remove the previous one, put in the updated version.
So how long will it keep the history? So I have a conversation with it last year, or 8 months ago. Policy is updated. I talked to it again. It says, hey, by the way, this policy has changed with reference to a question you had last year. Will it prompt that, or will I just find out?
That is again a custom development. Depends upon your requirements. And one thing is like whenever these chat threads, whatever you are keeping, they have like retention policies. How long you want to keep them? If your company is going to update documents, then it's ideal to have those chat threads, a retention policy getting deleted after a certain amount of time. That's one thing. And if you want to give them a notification, okay, you interacted with this specific file and now it has a different version. So let's not use this chat thread. So that's a possibility as well.
Go ahead. So in the source documentation archive, do you have issues retrieving from multiple sources? So SAP, PLMs, MLPLMs, do you have any combinations of those or only one source?
Correct. So it first depends upon the kind of data you are handling, structured, unstructured. If it's a structured data, then you probably need agents that are going to write query, search from that database, Excel file, CSV, whatever. If there are like unstructured, then you need to have your the AI search orchestrated in a way that it does hybrid search, it does re-ranking, it does semantic indexing, so that you get the quality of the response out of the similarity search, not just like few 3-4 chunks from your documents which are very, very close to the query. All right, I would like to thank everybody for taking your time out. I hope you guys had something new to learn and probably something to go back and explore. Thank you very much. Oh, so sorry. We have a quiz for you. Exam time, guys.
True.
You can scan this and then you can start the quiz. Two more minutes, then we'll be closing it.
So we will have 5 winners. Okay, so the first one is, hey, oh, it's not finished yet. Are you guys all finished? Everybody finished? Okay, so I think we are trying to find out who are the winners are. So the first 5 are the winner. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know how to say the winners? Yes, keep on going. Okay, perfect. So Harish, number 1, Harish, your gift card, please. And second place is Ray, and third place is Sam. Sam, okay, Sam is out here. Yeah, please. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. Have a good day. And if you, I think you don't have to go all the way back. You can also go out from this front door out here. Okay. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it. Bye.